Caitlin Clark just crossed the biggest unwritten rule in sports labor negotiations, and nobody's talking about it. While the WNBA Players Association is threatening to blow up the entire 2026 season over a 700% pay raise, Clark casually posted a handful of words that changed everything. This wasn't a slip-up. It was a calculated move, and it exposes the biggest lie in women's basketball right now.
Here's what they don't want you to know.
The real power players in these CBA negotiations aren't sitting at the table. They are not on the negotiating committee. They are not the union representatives making demands. The most important player in CBA negotiations is Caitlin Clark.
Period.
The second is Angel Reese. Third, Sabrina Ionescu. Fourth, A'ja Wilson. Fifth, Paige Bueckers, who hasn't even played a single WNBA game yet. These 5 women shape the future of the league. And they just signal that the season is happening, whether the union likes it or not. But wait, there's a 6th player in this game.
And it's not even a player. It's Nike.
The swoosh controls a massive piece of the WNBA ecosystem. They've invested more money into Caitlin Clark than some franchises are worth. And if you think Nike is going to let a labor dispute torch their golden goose, you haven't been paying attention. This is corporate chess, and the Players Association just realized they are not even on the board. So here's what happened.
A fan posted about their dog. Cute story.
The dog's name, Cece, named after Caitlin Clark, obviously. A wholesome internet moment, right?
Wrong.
Clark replied with 6 words that sent shockwaves through every negotiating room in the league. Quote, "Both are welcome courtside this year." End quote. This year, not if there's a season. Not hopefully we play this year.
Guaranteed. Done deal. Pack it up.
The 2026 season is happening.
This sums it up here. So, we saw this post, obviously somebody's dog, I don't even know exactly who this is, to be honest, they said their dog was named Cece after Caitlin Clark. Caitlin's response, "Both are welcome courtside this year." That's one of those things. And by the way, like, people like Caitlin Clark and injuries tend to be calculated in quite a lot of things they say.
Now, before you say this was just a casual social media post, let me stop you right there. Caitlin Clark doesn't do casual anymore. Everything she says is deliberate. Every post is strategic. She has an entire team managing her brand. You really think she accidentally confirmed the season is happening? Please. This was a message, and the target wasn't her fans. It was the negotiating table. Angel Reese did the same thing this week. She talked about her biggest goals for the upcoming season. Not asterisk if asterisk there's a season. Not asterisk hoping asterisk there's a season. She spoke about making the playoffs, winning games, building the Chicago Sky into a contender. She talked like it's already locked in, like the season is guaranteed. And for her, it is. These 2 women are the most important players in the league for completely different reasons. Clark brings ratings, sponsorships, and mainstream crossover appeal. Reese brings controversy, rivalry, and must-watch drama. Together, they are the product. And both just told you the same thing. The WNBA season is happening in 2026. So why is the Players Association still acting like it has nuclear options? Let's talk about that 97% strike authorization vote. Sounds intimidating, right? Sounds like unity. Sounds like the whole league is ready to walk. But here's the reality nobody wants to admit. That vote means almost nothing. 0. 97% of players didn't vote to strike. They voted to give the negotiating committee permission to threaten a strike if talks collapse. Big difference. Think about it from a player's perspective. The union asks, "Do you authorize us to use a strike as leverage if things go south?" What are you going to say? No? Are you going to be the one person who breaks ranks? The one labeled unsupportive? Of course not. You vote yes. You show solidarity. Even if you're terrified of missing a paycheck. Even if your entire brand depends on playing this year. You vote yes because that's how survival works in a union setting. Be honest. If that vote came back at 60% instead of 97%, would it change anything? No. Because the strike threat is the only leverage the players have. If half the league voted no, the Players Association would be forced to fold immediately and the league would move forward. That's why everyone votes yes. It's not bravery. It's self-preservation. It's the only path to chasing a 700% raise instead of settling for a 300% raise. And let's not lose the plot here. We're talking about a 700% pay increase. The players are getting more money. A lot more. They know it. The league knows it. Nike knows it. This negotiation is theater. It's about how much more, and how it's structured. But the idea that the season won't happen? That's a bluff. And Caitlin Clark just called it. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Nike is reportedly planning to unveil Caitlin Clark's signature shoe during a Super Bowl commercial. The Super Bowl. The biggest advertising day on the planet. That's February 9th, 2026. Do you honestly think Nike is spending millions on a Super Bowl spot to promote a player in a league that might not even have a season? Come on. Nike knows something the Players Association is pretending not to know. The season is locked in. And if Team USA were to leave Caitlin Clark off the national team camp in March, Nike could pull its sponsorship immediately. That's the level of investment we're talking about. That's the power Clark holds right now. She's not just a player anymore. She's a billion-dollar business. And businesses don't negotiate feelings. They dictate terms. So why does any of this matter? Because the Players Association is trying to manufacture panic. They want fans to believe the season could disappear, so ownership feels pressure to cave. But when the two most important players in the league are casually talking about courtside seats and playoff goals, that panic evaporates instantly. Fans aren't worried anymore. Sponsors aren't worried anymore. And when nobody's worried, the union loses all their leverage. This is honestly brilliant strategy from Clark and Reese. Whether they coordinated it or not, the effect is the same. They are undercutting the union's entire negotiating position by simply acting like the season is a done deal. And you know what? They are probably right. At the end of the day, the Players Association's legacy can't be destroying the sport they built their careers on. Imagine being the union that killed the biggest season in WNBA history. Imagine being the reason Caitlin Clark, Paige Bueckers, Angel Reese, and A'ja Wilson don't play basketball in 2026. That's a legacy nobody wants. The timing of this is crucial, too. Unrivaled just wrapped up their season. Viewership numbers? Not great. They are averaging around 30,000 viewers per game. Paige Bueckers is the only player consistently bringing in eyeballs, and even then, those games struggle to crack 1,000 viewers unless she's playing. Natasha Cloud came out this week saying Unrivaled could just play year-round and they don't need the WNBA. Bold claim. Terrible timing. Because the numbers prove the exact opposite. Unrivaled needs the WNBA far more than the WNBA needs Unrivaled. When your backup plan pulls 1,000 viewers and your main league is selling out arenas with Caitlin Clark, you don't have leverage. You have delusion. And that's the uncomfortable truth the Players Association is avoiding. The WNBA isn't replaceable. The product isn't interchangeable. Fans want the rivalries, the history, the stakes. They want Clark versus Reese. They want playoff races and championship runs. They don't want a glorified pickup league in a Miami warehouse. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Some people are going to say Angel Reese wasn't that good last season, that her stats were empty calories on a bad team. Those people didn't watch basketball. Reese was absolutely elite last year. There was a 10-game stretch in the middle of the season where she averaged 17 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Chicago Sky went 5-5 in those games. Yeah, small sample size, but that's a legitimate star putting up monster numbers on both ends of the floor, and people want to dismiss Unrivaled like it doesn't matter, like it's not real basketball. Fine. But when Aaliyah Boston is using that league to get faster, stronger, and quicker on defense, that matters. That's transferable. When Angel Reese is working on her game against WNBA-level competition, that matters. The first 4 games of last season, Reese played like a seasoned veteran. She adapted. She dominated. She proved she belongs. And now she has a better team around her heading into 2026. If the season happens, which it will, here's the part that should terrify the Players Association. The most important stakeholders in this negotiation all want the same thing. Nike wants the season to happen. The league wants the season to happen. The fans want the season to happen. And the actual stars want the season to happen. So, who's standing in the way? A negotiating committee overplaying its hand, a union convinced it has leverage it doesn't actually hold, and a group of role players who are about to get a massive pay raise no matter what happens. The reality is this: the players will show solidarity because they have to. The threat of a strike must exist, or they get no pay raise at all. But that threat is hollow. It's theater. It's a negotiating tactic. And when the biggest stars in the league are publicly acting like the season is guaranteed, that tactic loses all its power. The bluff has been called, the cards are on the table, and the Players Association is holding a pair of threes. So, what happens next? The league and the players will eventually agree to a deal. The players will get their massive pay increase. Everyone will claim victory, and the 2026 season will be the biggest in WNBA history. Caitlin Clark will be healthy. Paige Bueckers will make her debut. Angel Reese will have her best team ever. A'ja Wilson will continue her dominance. Sabrina Ionescu will be in her prime. And fans will pack arenas to watch it all unfold. But here's the question you have to ask yourself: what does it say about the Players Association that their two biggest stars just completely undercut their entire negotiating strategy? What does it say about the union's power when Nike has more influence over the season than the players themselves? And what does it say about the future of the league when corporate interests align more with player interests than the union does?
This isn't about solidarity anymore.
This is about survival. And the players who matter most just told you exactly how this story ends.
The season is happening.
The deals will get done. And anyone who thought otherwise just got a reality check from Caitlin Clark and a dog named CC. The WNBA in 2026 is going to break records, attendance records, viewership records, revenue records, and it's all because the stars of the league refuse to let a labor dispute destroy the momentum they've built. Whether you agree with their methods or not, you can't deny the results.
The season is happening. Book it. Bet on it. Plan your schedule around it because Caitlin Clark just confirmed it.
Angel Reese just confirmed it. And a Nike Super Bowl commercial is going to make it official. The only question left is whether the Players Association is going to accept reality or keep pretending they have leverage they don't actually possess.
My money's on reality.
Because at the end of the day, 700% pay raises don't grow on trees. And when you're negotiating from a position of weakness while pretending to have strength, eventually you have to fold. The cards are on the table. The bluff has been called. And the 2026 WNBA season is happening, whether you like it or not.